That's good, no questions, we can go.
Obviously, we just talked to Luka, and he was saying his thigh is not 100%. What would be the plan, or is there a potential plan in place for him? Is he going to be going through two-a-days, or will there be some tapering off during this period?
Yeah, he's probably not 100%. Hopefully we can, get him as close to 100%. I think I might have mentioned this. Anytime, you play, it's hard to be 100%. But, for him to get as close, again, I think he looks great. He had his first day was great. And so the topic of getting him stronger and getting him closer to 100% before the first game is the goal. And so to answer the second part, yes, he will participate in two-a-days. I know that's rare in today's NBA, but him and Kai will participate in two-a-days. We only have two of them. That's today and tomorrow. Just because of our schedule is a little different than just a normal preseason. We're gone for 12 days, so we're going to try to get as much as we can before we leave on Sunday to Abu Dhabi, and then go over there and put a little, review a lot of stuff, play Minnesota, and then we head to Madrid for the second part of that trip and review, and then play Real Madrid, and then come home. And we have over a week before we'll play Detroit, so we'll review and again try to put as much as we can. This is just a different preseason training camp, and so that's why we have the two-a-days.
Hey, Coach, with a bunch of new players this season, who are you looking for to be leaders on the court, especially defensively, with a bunch of new guys?
Yeah, we do have a lot of new guys. Talking to those guys with the meeting yesterday was, kind of eye-opening how many new guys we have. But the big thing is when we look at our leadership, we look at the first two are Kai and Luka. And then, when you look at Grant Williams and Timmy, Seth, we have vets, Derek Jones Jr., guys that have played in this league. And so we're going to lean on those guys early and often. But, the biggest thing is we're going to lean, heavy on our two rookies with their energy and their excitement and their ability to play defense. And then you look at, Derek Live and D Live and Omax, those guys, we're going to ask them to be leaders too, even though they're rookies.
Coach, when you look at the chemistry between Luka and Kyrie, you guys only got a small sample size. How do you expect that to improve with these guys having a full preseason and training camp and really a true season together on the court?
Yeah, I think, as much as the trade, we like things to happen right away. But, we will continue to grow that relationship. There is a relationship. And so they had the summer, and now they have a preseason to bond. But, that's the big question. Can they coexist? And it's not that they don't coexist. It's the group around them. I think sometimes we are misinformed. If you have the right pieces around them, they're going to coexist. And after day one, they coexisted at a high level. The group that was out there with them played well. And so I truly believe that this is, when you talk about two of the best players in the world, they're going to play at a high level, and they're going to put us in a position to win.
Jason, with regards to the two rookies, what are the things that have impressed you so far that has even given you, and you've talked about it, the idea of seeing them in perhaps a starting lineup in the preseason here? And what is it that you want to see from them that proves to you they are NBA ready?
Yeah, I think, we've asked them to come, here in August, and they've done everything we've asked them. They've worked. You look at D Live and the things that he's done since, August. He's taken a big jump for us here late, being able to play with Luka in the pickup games. There's some excitement between those two. But I think the big thing is, Omax and those guys and D Live have worked extremely hard. And so, I think when we talk about starting them, one of them probably will be a starter in with us, but we'll see. But I want to see how they react playing with Kai and Luka and Grant. And so far, so good.
Jason, this is obviously an unusual preseason as far as the games that you're playing and how they're spread out. Because these are high-profile international games, and then Luka's homecoming in Madrid. Is there any more pressure to play it, for lack of a better phrase, honestly, as opposed to going through the entire roster, give the entire roster a chance to play?
Yeah, I think there's got to be a balance. Maybe we play that first group in the first half of both games. We'll make that decision. We got a 19-hour flight, so we'll figure that out as we fly over. But I think with the guys that we're taking, we got to play everybody. That would be so disrespectful not to give those guys the opportunity to play in Abu Dhabi. Got to talk to Luka. He's probably going to want to play the whole game in Madrid. And so just to understand that we're still in training camp, but again, we're going to play everybody, and we want to see different combinations. We're going to start with those two rooks playing with the big group, and then we'll make some adjustments with Josh getting with that group, that starters, and again, looking at the different centers combinations that we have, and maybe playing a little bit bigger than we have in the past.
Jason, Seth had maybe his best three-pointing season, shooting season when he was with Luka for 1 year. He's also played with Kyrie. When you look at that acquisition, how good of a fit do you think that is for him, and also the way he fits in here?
Yeah, I think it's great that Seth has been able to play with both, Kai and Luka. We would love to have that shooting percentage that he had with Luka. I think the one thing that's underrated about Seth is that he can also run the offense, and we can put him out there to get us into different situations, but then also having him on the floor because he is a very capable shooter, and so it just creates space. I think to have that kind of weapon that you can have on the floor who can not just shoot it but also be able to get us into the offense. So I think he's going to play a lot for us.
Jason, you guys are obviously in a win-now window when you have a guy like Luka, and then you make the move to get Kyrie alongside him. What concerns are there about relying heavily on rookies with the urgency to win?
Yeah, I think it's a great situation when you look at the ability to have create championship habits. That's what we're trying to do. With having the luxury of having Luka and Kai, you talk about two of the best in the league, and then being able to have pieces like Timmy and Grant, vets who can help the younger core. When you talk about Josh, Hardy, and then the two rooks, it's a great balance. I think Nico has done an incredible job of being able to get athletic, young, and then pieces that fit around Kai and Luka.
Last year, after the trade, you guys had to kind of tweak things on the fly, working Kyrie in, and playing off the ball. I was curious, you've also mentioned using some bigger lineups this year. How much tweaking has been done to the overall offensive and defensive systems? Will we see anything? Will we see a different kind of emphasis this year on either side of the ball?
Yeah, defense, there'll be a lot more, or I shouldn't say a lot more, there'll be a lot of things that we've changed to adapt to today's game. To see, we'll see how it goes in preseason. As coaches, we have all these great ideas until we put them out and see that they don't work. So then we have to make a change, but hopefully these changes will put us in a better situation defensively. When you look at being able to rebound the ball, was something that we've always struggled with. So hopefully some of these things that we've made adjustments defensively will put us in a better situation of being able to rebound the ball. Offensively, I think we're on a historic pace when you look at what Kai and Luka are on the floor. It's one of the best offenses in the league. I don't think that's going to be an issue for us scoring points. It's about getting stops and being consistent, and that's the thing that we'll talk about in the film room and on the floor, is being consistent and helping one another on the defensive end.
Jason, I was talking to Tyson a few minutes ago, and he said that loudly reminds him of himself. Do you agree with that?
I would never disagree with Tyson. No, I think I think Tyson's right. You know, Tyson has put in a lot of work here early with D-Live, and so D-Live has responded in a positive way, and so, you know, if that's the case, then we're going in the right direction, because Tyson, you know, is one of the best at his position, and so I think the mentorship there, the coaching that D-Live is getting is pretty special. When you talk about Tyson and his energy and his ability to communicate, to put D-Live in a positive situation, to help him understand what's coming, and D-Live is responding in a positive way.
Hey Jason, Josh Green is going into his 4th year, that being a contract year. What's the next step in his growth, or your expectations for him this season?
Yeah, I think Josh is in a great seat. He's had a great summer with his national team, great experience. Looking at being able, you know, to pick up where he left off, shooting the ball at a high clip, and then also being able, again, I talked about Seth, but also leaning on Josh to be able to run the offense and get us in certain, you know, plays. And then being able, again, Josh's energy, 50-50 balls, you know, being able to get us extra possessions is something that we're going to need from him. And then defensively, being able to guard, you know, the other perimeter, you know, offensive threat is something that we're going to ask him to do. And I think he's up for that challenge. Again, the growth since we've been here for Josh has been great, and he's done the work. And we're going to continue to, you know, keep giving him more until he tells us that he's had enough.
Jason, in Las Vegas, Derek Lively seemed a couple points of emphasis were his ability to execute in like channel 1 ball screen coverages and also veer switching. What did you see from him then, and what have you seen like as you've like watched film with him ahead of the season?
Yeah, I think just his ability to comprehend the different defenses when you look at the channel 1s, and then also being able to be on the perimeter as a 7-foot guy and be able to guard the ball. And so it gives us the opportunity to be able to switch a little bit more, and then trust, you know, for him to be able to guard the ball and being able to not give up threes. And he's done a really good job with that so far.
We'll do last question with Steve.
Coach, what are your initial impressions of Joe Wieskamp? He's got some experience in the league with the Raptors and Spurs.
Yeah, Joe shoots the ball extremely well. He plays hard. He understands how to play the game the right way, and so we're very lucky to have him in camp. And again, everyone who's wearing that uniform is going to get a great opportunity to showcase their talent, and we're going to put them in a position to be successful. But Joe is very dangerous. He's one of those guys that you can't leave open, and so he knows how to play the game. As you said, he has NBA experience, and we're very lucky to have him in camp.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.